Hello everybody, Mrs. Rashid reads. I've got another funny book for you today. This one is called Mr. Chicken Goes to Paris. It's written by Lee Hobbs and it's published by Allen and Unwin. Whereabouts is Paris? If you said it's the capital of France, you would be 100% correct. Have you been to Paris? Have you ever seen any photographs of Paris? If you have, you might know what this structure is here. It's called the Eiffel Tower, and it's right in the middle of Paris. It's a beautiful structure. When I went to Paris with my brother, the line to get into the lift was so long that guess what my brother did? He used the stairs and climbed all the way up. I waited for him at the bottom. Let's read the blurb. The world's most beautiful city meets the world's most startling chicken. Not since Quasimodo has Paris been host to such a monster of such charm. Here's Monsieur Chicken up the top. Ooh, this inside page has lots of information. Best wishes to Yvette from Monsieur Poulet. See you soon, Mr. Chicken. And Yvette's written a note back. Looking forward to seeing you, Monsieur Poulet. This is Yvette. Here's his passport. Here's his airline ticket. Here are some French words he might use. Thank you. Merci. Hello. Bonjour. Goodbye. Au revoir. Magnificent. Magnifique. Can you say that? Good job. Lee Hobbs has dedicated this book to Julia Murray. Mr. Chicken loved to travel. His French friend Yvette had invited him to visit, so he studied his maps, grabbed his camera and caught a taxi to the airport. Squashed in the back. Mr. Chicken flew to France. Paris, to be exact. Is his eye. Economy. Everybody looks a bit squished in there. As the clouds parted, Mr. Chicken was thrilled to see Paris way down below. Fasten your seatbelt, please, sir, said the air hostess. We are about to land. When he arrived, Yvette was there to greet him. Bonjour, Monsieur Poulet. Welcome to Paris. Bonjour, Yvette, said Mr. Chicken. How wonderful to see you. Mr. Chicken was tired after his long flight, but rest was out of the question. He was keen to see the sights, so Yvette bought a museum pass and a travel card for two. After years of looking at pictures in books, Mr. Chicken could hardly believe he was really in Paris. On the way to the Arc de Triomphe, he politely asked somebody to take his photo. Of course, monsieur, came the reply. Merci, madame, said Mr. Chicken. Look how much room he's taking up in that bus. On top of the Arc de Triomphe, he studied his list of helpful French phrases and cried, Magnifique! Mr. Chicken took lots of photos for his album before he and Yvette hopped back on the bus. It was time to see some art at the Musée du Louvre. After 5 minutes, Mr. Chicken was exhausted. He was thinking of sitting down and having a cake when Yvette said, Look, it's the Mona Lisa. That's a very famous artwork. It's lovely, said Mr. Chicken, licking his lips. He took a photo and bought a postcard. Best of all, he found a special Mona Lisa tea towel for his kitchen at home. Look at all the people. Are they looking at the Mona Lisa? They're looking at Mr. Chicken. Soon after, there was a strange rumbling in Mr. Chicken's tummy. Pardon me, he said. Maybe we should have some lunch, said Yvette. Oh, yes, please. Oui, said Mr. Chicken, practicing his French. "Superb," he said, after enjoying 2 frog-leg soufflés on board the tourist boat. Frog-leg soufflés. To help him blend in and feel French, Yvette took Mr. Chicken for a ride on the metro. All went well, until he got lost. To make matters worse, he forgot his French, so no one understood when he asked for help. Poor Mr. Chicken. What a relief it was when he heard a familiar voice. "Monsieur Poulet, this way to the Eiffel Tower." It was Yvette. The queue was long, and Mr. Chicken was far too excited to wait for the lift. "Oh, that sounds like my brother." So he made his own way to the top, where he and Yvette admired the view. How did he get up? My goodness, I bet he got in trouble for that. Back on the streets of Paris, Yvette waited patiently while Mr. Chicken had his portrait painted. He blushed when she said, "Oh, it looks just like you." Do you think the artist has done a good job? There was so much to do and see and eat in Paris that Mr. Chicken nearly overheated. Just in time, he found a place to cool down. "I think we need to go somewhere quiet," said Yvette. Look at all the things he's doing in Paris. Here he is at the boulangerie, swinging on a swing, having a milkshake at the cafe, doing a bit of shopping. "This," whispered Yvette, "is the most famous church in all of France." The inside of Notre Dame was certainly beautiful, but Mr. Chicken had his heart set on the rooftop tour. All of the congregation look like they're staring at him. Oh, look! Right up on the top, thunderbolts and lightning. The rooftop tour was thrilling. What's more, Mr. Chicken found a special place to play in the bell tower. Next was a trip to the Palace of Versailles in a taxi with a sunroof. That's handy. "Queen Marie Antoinette lived here," said Yvette. Mr. Chicken was impressed. In fact, he thought he might like to move in. "Come," said Yvette, "let's look inside." Oops, lost my place. Beautiful. The rooms were huge, and so, alas, was Mr. Chicken's waistline. "I might have to go on a diet," he thought in the Hall of Mirrors, catching a glimpse of a great big bottom. At dinner time, however, the diet was forgotten. "It all looks delicious," said Mr. Chicken. "I'll have everything on the menu." A perfect day was nearly over. And so was Mr. Chicken's visit. "Au revoir, Monsieur Poulet," said Yvette at the airport. "Au revoir, Yvette," said a tearful Mr. Chicken. He's sad to go home. But right at the last minute, there was a great big problem. While his luggage could fit on the plane, poor Mr. Chicken could not. Luckily, clever Yvette came to the rescue with a splendid idea. Wait till you see this. So Mr. Chicken and his souvenirs could fly home after all. First class. What a wonderful day it had been. It's the first time I've seen Monsieur Poulet smile. Mr. Chicken Goes to Paris by Lee Hobbs. I hope you enjoyed this book. Keep reading, and bye for now.